clean up in aisle 5. You're gonna need tear gas, pepper spray, and assault gear just to listen to this show.
Sasquatch, the moon landing, UFOs, 9/11, flat earth, JFK. All of these things have one thing in common: unanswered questions. So let's get to the bottom of that.
Now here's something completely random.
Animals in action, animals in action.
Random.
We using that in the intro?
Thank you and good night.
Dice Man Enterprises exclusively presents a talk show that will get to the bottom of things once and for all. And now here's your host for Let's Get to the Bottom of That, a bunch of weirdos on a mic.
Hello, hello, hello. Let's go. Everybody, welcome to the show. You're back on the air with the three weirdos. Byron's finally waking up.
Wait a minute.
Where'd you go? Did you fall asleep, Biden?
Oh, sorry.
Where am I?
Wow. Hey guys.
Well, four weirdos on the mic right now.
Oh, yeah. Somebody's out today.
Somebody's out today.
Curtis is back.
Curtis is back.
He made
What's
it.
up?
We invited him on the show, and then he's now here.
He's here. He's official.
He's a permanent fixture,
That's
and then he didn't.
They make me sit here.
He didn't leave.
until we record.
He wouldn't get out.
Joey's missing today. He's on assignment.
Yeah.
A very important assignment.
He went to the Capitol. He went to the Capitol, and
that's
he
not
was
until January.
No, he went to the Capitol, and he
Okay.
he sat and listened to the U.S. Congress debate about the UFOs or UAPs.
Yes, those whistleblowers.
Uh huh. Yeah.
Wow.
Which was? Did you watch the whole? Hearing?
I didn't. I watched the
And you couldn't
intro.
finish it?
No, I watched the intro. It was very good.
It was all good. It was really good. They asked some really good questions, and they had some really good answers. They did say they have biological
Right,
samples.
they did say that, and they have
From-
actual
yeah.
equipment that they have worked on
Mhm.
that is not of this earth.
Mhm.
Test stuff. Hey guys, if you're new here, this is Let's Get to the Bottom of That podcast. It is for conspiracy nuts and weirdos that want to listen to us sit around a table and talk about weird stuff, and that's what we're all about.
Really weird.
Yeah, I just woke up. Oh, we're doing so everybody's got glasses on. Curtis shot. Here, I got some glasses on. They're very weird. Jason always wears glasses.
Always.
And that's why I was putting them on. But
Well,
I
I-
might have to remove them because I got to read.
Yeah.
Well, I
can't-
wear my
can't
sunglasses
really
at night.
See very well with these.
But
I don't know how Jason does it.
that is good.
Yeah.
I do wear my sunglasses at night. But why?
So you can see.
So you,
Yeah.
So you can.
so you can see. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we should
Today we're talking about the Rife Machine.
karaoke that one.
We should. Oh, by the way, I got to pull that up for today. So while you're talking about whatever you're talking about today,
All right.
I got to pull that out. But do we want to? Okay, so this is kind of scatterbrained right now because this episode is dropping. So we're so outdated here. Last time we talked on the mic, we were thinking, okay, are we going to have a new president? And now we're past that mark, and we do have a new president.
Yeah.
And so the last time we talked, we were like, we don't know, but now we know. It's
Now we
Trump.
Trump.
2024.
2020.
Hashtag
Trump.
red
Emperor.
wave. Hashtag crushed wave.
Hashtag. freedom.
That was pretty interesting. I know I was watching you guys text throughout the night, and you guys were like, what is wrong with these guys?
What?
I'm worried. I've got a bad
You were
feeling
worried?
about. No, I'm
No,
the
that was
text at
me.
you.
Oh,
That was me. I was like, I had a bad
Yeah, I
feeling.
got a
'cause
bad
at first,
feeling.
like,
You did too, Jason. You were like, I don't know
Well,
about
just
this.
because of what happened last time.
Well, sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was
like,
ready
it's-
for it. I told you guys I didn't really have any high expectations.
No, I didn't either.
Wow.
Because I thought they were going to cheat with all the millions of illegal immigrants.
Yeah. and
I thought that was their
I've
cheating
got
method
some
this
dead
time.
relatives might have been.
Well, that's
voting
always
way
in
too,
there.
you know. But
I haven't heard about that this time. You know, James O'Keefe, Steven Crowder, they would do an an election thing. They'd go out and find a parking lot that voted and dead people. I haven't really heard anything about this election where there was dead people voting.
I don't know.
Too big to rig.
Too big to rig. They said it was going to be a
sounds like
tidal wave of going the other way, but it was just like there was a couple moments in there that I'm like, I don't know, especially when
like early on,
earlier on when Pennsylvania wasn't so sure about 10 o'clock. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, when they started saying like, it's too early to call it.
Yeah. Then I saw some videos of some of the actual like the CNN or I can't remember who it was, but they
communist.
Were like, yeah, exactly. They were like, really nothing. Like they were like, here's a picture of the country where Kamala's ahead in.
They kept searching.
They're like, really nothing.
Yeah,
nothing.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Freaking out.
They were talking about
Jake Tapper. Maybe that was.
They were talking about where Kamala
outperformed
Joe Biden in 2020.
Oh, is that what they're talking about?
Yeah, and they were like, absolutely nowhere. And it was like,
okay.
nothing?
I thought
she hasn't performed nowhere near? No.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she's very unlikable as a candidate and as a person. Well, like Joe Rogan said, I just want to get down and talk to her as a human, as a person.
And get to know who she is.
I don't even think that would happen.
No,
I think she's so shielded. The only way you would get to see her is if she's like in her slippers before she's going to bed. Like, and even then, is her husband like really?
Yeah.
Is the guard down then?
She's already taken
Is she
3
cackling?
Ambien.
I think as a politician, you have to be somewhat of a chameleon. But if you become a chameleon too much, where the authenticity is completely gone, I mean, that's when you lose a lot of your.
Right. If you can see that it is a chameleon, then there's a problem.
I mean, you could see most people that are in politics are chameleons. I mean, that's why we're tired of it.
I feel like people like, those are the people that work within the system well, don't try to change anything. Those are the people.
The rhinos.
And I heard somewhere that it's very, the people who do really well in politics, or the politics attracts the same psychological markers as a psychopath.
Really?
Yeah, the psychopathic traits are also in politicians as well. And
Really? I've been told that I would be a good politician.
I've always thought.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean,
it's true. I've been told.
Somebody said somebody told me that I would make a great hobbit.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, sure about that. Or maybe a dwarf.
No,
I think you'd be a better
From
dwarf.
Ireland?
better rock star.
Rock star, yeah.
No, I think you got it in you.
Yeah.
No, I really do. I think that you would be. I don't think it would end well, but I think it would be a good. You'd fit the part pretty well.
Yeah, there would be something that happens.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait. Let me go to this chair here. Oh, so sad. It's empty.
It's empty. He's not licking Bigfoot's foot.
Dang it. Which he did.
He did.
This week's question of the week, I don't know what last question is because I don't know where we are in the time-space continuum of our episodes dropping. But I appreciate everybody voting for these questions and interacting with us.
And voting in general in our general election.
The Nephilim 3 just dropped, and it's already outperforming the near-death experience in 1 week.
Sorry, buddy.
So...
Oh, me? No.
No.
That was my first one, man.
I know.
It was. And you bombed.
I bombed. Totally. Can't believe you guys have me here.
I can't believe I'm here.
We don't judge you on your worst performances.
They tried to lift the chair and get me out, but I just held
You're
on.
like, oh, this is my mic.
This is mine.
Yeah. This week's question of the week. In 2015, conspiracist proposed that the weird properties of Tabby's star, it's in quotations. I don't know what Tabby's star is, but it must be caused by what alien device? An artificial wormhole.
Okay.
A 14 gigawatt laser array.
Like that. Laser beams.
A Dyson sphere.
I like Dyson.
Quantum surge powered spaceships.
Ooh. I don't know. Those are all good. Those are all good. I like lasers.
So they're saying the properties of Tabby's star is caused by one of these devices. And I'm thinking Tabby's star is maybe a constellation somewhere.
Sounds like a
Did you
star.
say
Look
black
that up,
hole
Jamie?
was on there? It's Tabby's star is also known as KIC 8462852 or Boygean star.
Oh, wow.
It's a star in the constellation Cygnus that has been the subject of much interest and speculation since
Okay, so
2015.
they're saying that the properties of that is caused by what device? So everybody vote if you know what this is. A wormhole, artificial, or a 14 gigawatt laser array, Dyson sphere, or quantum surge powered spaceship.
Like Dyson's like the vacuum.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well,
You know,
I
they
mean,
do have a Dyson ball.
space is a vacuum.
Well,
It is really.
Also, if you guys
There's
watch
nothing there.
Spaceballs,
Space
they
ball.
had a giant
it's giant.
vacuum.
It's like the Statue.
That
of
was
Liberty with a
the
vacuum.
Dyson.
That was a Dyson.
That was the Dyson sphere.
Yeah.
Case solved.
Let's see. What do we got today? Let's see. Checklist. We talked about some current events. So Mike Tyson lost the fight last night.
Oh yeah. Rigged.
Which, yeah, a lot of people are saying it was rigged. I don't know.
I don't think it was rigged. I think it was just.
I
more,
think Paul didn't want. I think he could have taken him down, but I think he wanted to save his dignity.
Yeah.
I think because I think he respects him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is he fighting?
But
I'm totally not even in this. I'm not even.
so Jake Paul, the influencer.
Hey, I didn't know he started on Bizaardvark
I don't know what that
on
is.
Disney. It's an
Oh,
old
yeah, yeah,
Disney
yeah,
show.
yeah,
I did
yeah,
not
really.
know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
From Disney to beating the crap out of Tyson. Huh?
Well, then he's an influencer, YouTube content
Yeah.
creater, which we're aspiring to be.
Yeah.
Because you know,
what's that?
oh, I don't.
I'm just kidding.
We're creating content.
Oh, okay.
I think Tyson, didn't want to embarrass himself, so that's why I don't think he went all out. Because he didn't even the last 2 rounds he didn't even put out much effort.
No.
That's why I think both contenders didn't put out any effort. So that's why I think they had like maybe a deal. It's like, hey, let's not go out and kill each other. Let's just go out and box and
Let's go the full 8 rounds.
right, and then
Especially if it's an influencer, like he doesn't need to. All he's doing is for clicks, right?
Well, no, he has actually a legitimate boxer.
Is he?
He's had how many KOs?
he's fought people that aren't boxers. The only person he's
you're
fought
kidding me. So he
is-
hasn't really gotten the boxing
no.
game.
No. The only person he's fought that's actually a true boxer is Tyson Fury's brother, and he's a legitimate boxer, Tommy Fury,
Okay.
and Tommy Fury whooped him. He hasn't fought
okay.
any real boxers.
Okay, so the people he's knocked out has just been other.
It's been a
No.
basketball player,
Okay.
retired MMA fighters,
Oh.
things like another influencer.
Almost thought you were going to say retarded something.
That as well.
Can we
So,
say
so
that on
anyway,
here?
and he fought Mike Tyson. You know,
Okay.
of course, you know Mike.
Yeah, I
Iron
know
Mike, which he's
yeah.
58 years old.
I actually watched an interview some kid did with Mike Tyson about the fight, and he was like, "Well, is this the legacy you want to leave?" He's like, "Legacy's stupid." He's like, "I'm not gonna do his voice."
That's
but,
true.
but
Yes,
he's like,
yes,
"Legacy
legacy's stupid."
Legacy's stupid. Nobody.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, he
I
was like,
ain't trying to leave no legacy. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to knock folks
"Yeah,
out.
because you're dead." He's like, "When you're dead, you're dead."
Yeah, you're dead.
He's like, "You don't care about legacy."
Yeah, and also I wonder how much money he was paid. Because I mean
Oh,
nobody knows
please.
the contract, but I'm sure he was paid.
We'll find out when he buys another
Speaking
tiger.
of money, did you hear about Kamala Harris's campaign
Yeah.
paying all the celebrities that they said they didn't pay?
Well, then
And Oprah's on tape. Tape? Is it? Can we still say tape?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
For-
She's on tape saying, no, I didn't take anything. And we have receipts that she did. Bunch of liars.
well, don't
Beyonce
Maybe it
only
was
was up
just-
there like
maybe it
2
was just to
minutes. She
help
got
out
millions,
Maui.
$10 million for that.
$10 million.
Yes.
Did you put it towards the Maui campaign fund?
Yes.
I think. I mean, they all. I mean, yeah. Did you? I wasn't surprised.
I mean, no, but why lie about it?
Here's
Oh,
a better
because it's
question.
illegal.
Here's a better, here's a better
Yeah.
It's
question.
called bribery.
Here's a better question. Why not?
Mm.
Why not
If they can get away with
pay
it, why
them? Oh, yeah, they always get away with it.
So, was it true that Trump had, like they had, well, the Kamala campaign had ended like $20 million in debt or something
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
and then like Trump said that he called for unity.
Did he say he was going to pay that off?
not? Yeah.
I think
That's
he called
weird.
the RNC or the Republican, whatever,
Yeah.
to come and pay it for them.
Yeah, let me help you out.
Yeah,
See, it's theater.
yeah.
Theater.
Now, okay, so I don't know if I have, is this a hang up of mine? I don't know. When they're in the White, okay, so Melania said, no, I'm not going with the first lady. I'm
The
not
Tea
meeting her.
Party. Yeah, the Tea Party.
I'm not doing it. Already, because why? Because you raided my house. Your administration raided my house in Florida,
Yeah.
FBI. Trump sits down. Maybe he has to do this because it's pomp and circumstance. He sat down, shook his hand. They're all smiling and joking around. Well, just last week you called my supporters garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why can't you? I would have to look you in the eye and say, you call my supporters garbage. Don't ever do that again, or there will be some consequences. Well, why all this fakery, nicety stuff?
I think it's a time to. I think it's time to.
Why can't you stand up and say,
repair.
I don't like what you did, and I don't want you to do it again? And you're a piece of crap for doing it. How about that? Is that just me, and am I just being angry?
No, I think it's
I
a
don't know, man. I think we should all forgive and give grace.
true gut reaction for sure.
Psych!
I'm watching all these people like drinking the tears of liberal tears and all
Yeah,
this other
drink the
stuff. And I think some of it's funny, and I actually laughed when they were making fun of Republicans. You know, the whole garbage people, and then you see people lining up to vote in trash
that was
bags.
huge.
That was so funny.
That was funny.
But you know, I even thought about getting a sticker to put on my car for like the garbage bag, just a garbage bag, like if you know, kind of thing.
I like that. That's creative.
But I don't know. Like the people that are really like, you get down and you're actually listening to people's real fears. They are, you know, they are dealing with real fear, real angst, real, you know, emotions surrounding this thing. And I think if they would have won, we would have wanted them to leave us alone, kind of thing. You know, like that happened in 2020.
Yeah, but at the same time, 2020, I didn't see the crying, the losing of mind.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people losing their minds.
Yeah. Well, and they're videotaping themselves too. Like what? Like,
why are you doing this?
Stop doing that.
I
Just
wouldn't.
stop.
If I'm gonna cry, I'm gonna go in the closet and cry about
Yeah.
it.
And
I'm not gonna do
compose
it here.
yourself and let's just be.
Should we cry now?
Oh.
Should we right
Bait
now?
up.
Anyway, I'm just saying, like kind of what Jason said before he said psych.
Oh, yeah.
Let's just be, you know, Americans. You know.
Yeah, let's
Spread
be
freedom.
Americans. We and I really want to stop saying, you know, a threat to democracy,
If I hear that one more time,
because we're a constitutional republic.
What?
yeah,
We are?
Democracies
Yeah.
are they turn into dictatorships. Why are y'all saying
Constitutional
that?
Republic?
yeah we're
Yes,
not a
which means it's
democracy.
individualism.
We're a democratic constitutional republic.
Yeah. Which
What?
constitutional republic means it's all about individualism,
Mm-hmm.
not the government. I'm going to take care of
One of
whatever
my-
I need to take care
One
of.
of my favorite
That's
quotes,
a
and I've
democracy
quoted it many times
Say it
on this podcast.
on this platform.
A lady asked Benjamin Franklin, "What kind of
Oh,
government
yeah.
did you give us?"
Yeah.
And he said, "A constitutional republic." She goes, "Why?" And then he responded, "Because the masses are asses."
I thought you were going to do a different quote, but I like
That's
that one
awesome.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the masses are asses. I like it.
Yeah, I think she also came out and said, "Did we get a republic?" And I think he said, "If you can keep it."
If you can keep it,
I don't know.
that's
kinda hard.
so vote libertarian. is
Yeah,
the,
which
is the message here.
the four parties. Hold on a sec.
Benjamin Franklin.
All right,
Let's get to
We're
it.
talking about
talking
the
about
Rife
Rife.
machine. I'm just going to give you a
Yeah.
high level.
Skip
I'm gonna
through.
throw-
Yeah, skip
I'm,
through this.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go
banter.
through. Skip through the banter, but people like it. And then I'm gonna throw it to Curtis, but he's probably got a little more personal information about this. Seems like you have from our talking off air that because you said some of your family members own one of these, but
mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna give a quick. The Rife Machine is an alternative medical device named after its inventor, Dr. Raymond Rife,
Nailed it.
who claimed in the early 20th century that it could treat or even cure diseases by using frequencies to kill pathogens. The device and its legacy have become the subject of both interest and controversy, while with some supporting its healing potential, others labeling it as a pseudoscience. So pseudoscience means it's not real science?
Yeah,
Is that the word there?
it's kind of science. It's like when Geordie LaForge says anything on Star Trek.
Oh, yeah.
It's like that.
But I really believe that stuff can happen, though.
Yeah.
What he says. Like the dilithium crystals.
Dilithium or the I forget.
Gypsum crystals.
The level 5 diagnostic.
There's always a level 5
You
diagnostic.
have to run the level
There's
5 diagnostic.
always a level 5 diagnostic.
Yeah.
What about the level 4?
I don't know why they don't do the level 5 diagnostic before the
Right.
stuff hits
Well,
the
how
fan.
come we're not already? Yeah.
Well, you should have already done that.
Report. All decks are blown. Raymond Rife, here's his background. Rife was an American inventor and researcher who worked primarily in optics and medical research in the early 20th century. Apparently, he was a microscope inventor. He claimed to have created a powerful microscope capable of viewing viruses, which was groundbreaking at the time. He also said he could observe live viruses directly, which is a claim disputed by many scientists. So it sounds like this guy is out there doing stuff, and people are like, well, I don't know about you. So the machine's origins, he developed his device based on his belief that diseases could be treated by applying electromagnetic frequencies that match the resonant frequency of the pathogens, allegedly causing them to shatter and die.
It's like when you rub your finger on the top of a wine glass and it makes that sound. Exactly.
The frequency.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if you do that loud enough, or at the exact frequency, it'll shatter.
So
the glass.
here's my question: how do you figure out what the resonating frequency is of a pathogen?
Well, I think that has to do with his microscope. So let me. I
Jump on board.
When I started
by
researching
the way,
this,
I don't know if you noticed, Curtis has a different hat.
I do.
Which that was his stick. So I don't know. You gave your post office box out.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that hasn't dropped yet.
It hasn't dropped yet.
Right. So next week, actually the episode, I don't know where I'm at. It could. I don't know where.
We don't know where.
Hey, the episode where you debuted.
Yeah.
We introed you as a actual co-host on the show. Go back and listen to that. He gave a P.O. box. You can probably give it at the end, but he wants you to send him some hats. He's going to wear a different hat every episode.
We got the featuring the Boston Scally. I forget what model this one is, but it's the.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Did you get a haircut?
No, I got all of them cut.
Okay. All right, go ahead, Rife.
All right. So, all right. So when I started researching for this, because I've heard about the Rife Machine for years and years and years, and then I kind of did some web research, and I'm like, you know what? I like reading books, so I picked up a book about it. This book is by Barry Lyons, and if he's listening to this, he is an angry, angry man.
Let me hold that up to the camera, and I'll put this link in the description.
I don't feel like this book is well written. It sounds like a diatribe.
Really?
Just an angry ranting about, and you know,
Do you recommend our listeners to pick this book up?
Not to this one.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I mean, if you want to listen to some angry rantings, for sure. No, I mean, pick it up. But basically, when I look for somebody giving evidence for or against something, take the emotion out of it. Quit,
gotcha.
Don't yell. Don't.
Let's get the facts.
Exactly.
Okay.
Let's get the facts and let me make my decision. But when you try to use emotional speech to get me to feel a certain way about something, I'm not going to trust you.
So this guy, what was his name?
Barry Lyons.
So Barry Lyons is writing a book pro or anti?
Pro Rife.
Pro Rife, but why is he so emotional?
Because Rife is a very controversial figure.
Okay.
He ended up dying, I guess, penniless. You know, most of his achievements were kind of just pushed to the back burner kind of thing. And
he wasn't taken seriously.
And we'll get into that here in a minute. But I wanted to read the foreword because I thought the foreword was pretty good. So
kick it.
All right. The cause of cancer was discovered in the early 1930s. It was a virus-sized mini bacteria or particle that induced cells to become malignant and grow into tumors. The cancer microbe or particle was given the name BX by brilliant scientists who discovered it, Royal Raymond Rife. So even then, you said the brilliant scientist. You just say a scientist, you know. Laboratory verification of the cause of cancer was done hundreds of times with mice in order to be absolutely certain. The scientists who made the historic discovery then worked with 5 of America's most prominent physicians in order to test and cure for cancer in a well-organized cancer clinical trial managed by a major university medical school. The year of the cancer clinical trial was 1934. 16 cancer patients competently diagnosed and
Come on, you got it.
I got it. Here we go. 16 cancer patients competently diagnosed as hopelessly terminal were brought by ambulances twice a week to the cancer clinical trial located in La Jolla?
La Jolla.
Okay. I thought it was
California. Valhalla.
I used to live there.
Valhalla.
Okay. La Jolla?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You serious?
Just north of San Diego.
Wow.
There they were treated with a revolutionary electromedicine that painlessly, non-invasively destroyed the only cancer-causing microbe or particle named BX.
Okay.
After just 3 months of this breakthrough science-based therapy, all the cancer patients were diagnosed and clinically cured. Sufficient eyewitness statements in writing and documents by prominent scientists who measured the tumor shrinkage exist. A profound history-making event had occurred. During the next 4 to 5 years, the original electronic technology improved, tested, and used it in clinical and continuing clinics in 3 locations, L.A., Pasadena, and San Diego. A steadily growing case history record of cancer cures resulted. Unfortunately, one of the successful cases was an 80-year-old man from Chicago, Illinois, with a large facial cancer, but after the treatment, he returned to Chicago with skin like a newborn baby's on his face. His friends were astonished, and word of the miracle treatment quickly spread. The head of the American Medical Association, or the AMA, with headquarters in Chicago, soon found out what had happened in faraway San Diego. Agents of the AMA suddenly showed up in San Diego. An engineer employed by the scientists who discovered the cause and cure for cancer was quickly bribed. A lawyer from the AMA rapidly followed, and along with the bribe taker, 2 of them sabotaged the company that built the stunningly reliable and effective technology. Then in 1939, the AMA lawyer and the bribe taker initiated a lawsuit in order to steal one of medical history's greatest discoveries. The trial lasted 3 months. This was June to August of 1939. The AMA lost its criminal attempt to grab ownership of the science and the great transformative medical treatment. There, in order to hide its wicked act, the AMA imposed a massive suppression and censorship on both the new science and the new medicine. Millions of people with cancer suffered and died in subsequent decades because of the AMA's monstrous deed and crime against humanity. Evidence exists to prove the accusations set forth here. The evidence include eyewitness reports, court transcripts, and articles describing the new science in the Smithsonian Institute, published microphotographs, and other historical details. Many 21st century modern-day educated professionals are aware of the facts just summarized. This includes editors at major magazines and newspapers, and investigative shows, producers at major television network, book publishers, literary agents, etc. Unfortunately, the world-class story apparently terrifies them. They run from it. They dare not be the ones who break the story in the mainstream media, despite the sufficient documentation and factual evidence. They apparently fear for their own personal careers and just thus prove play it safe. And that's, he goes into more just stating things after that. But the yeah, so that's, I thought that was a pretty good summary from one certain perspective of the Rife Machine.
And are we? Let's say it's 20. I don't really have any dates.
So it was like
when was that supposed to? I know it says early 20th century.
Early 1930s.
1930s. Okay.
I think early 1930s.
When those experiments were going on.
Yeah, and then.
And you're telling me that they had actual clinical success in getting rid of cancer in a patient, and the AMA shut this down for what reason?
So this is where
money?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, always. So I have a very close tie to cancer in my family.
Okay.
On multiple levels.
Sorry about that.
And this is something that, you know, we see things going on that are like, I don't think, to be fair, I don't think anyone, like the doctor you go see, they're not the ones doing this. You know, this is the science that's been proven to help sometimes. Yeah. Right. And so like anything alternative, the AMA has shut down anything alternative. The only things that we can treat cancer with are essentially chemo and radiation.
Yeah, things that are approved by them or the FDA.
Yeah. And so, again, I said in one of the episodes that'll come out soon, that when you see something weird, follow the money.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So, you know, so these pharmacies or
pharmaceutical
companies
are bad.
I mean, it's not just with cancer. It's with a lot of different things.
A lot of drugs.
Yeah, a lot of drugs. And especially something cheap and easy to get.
Like insulin.
Or mushrooms, like turkey tail, those kinds of things. Like they kind of poo-poo that and push it off to the side, and because it's not, you know, or even ADHD medications.
Peptides,
if
yeah.
they can't make it
Make
into
money.
Anything that's
something-
cheap, they want to exploit it. They want to make it expensive for the masses so they can profit. That's
exactly.
even
That's
if
really
it's
the bottom.
even if it's something that's life altering, life saving. They don't care. They want the money, 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 money.
Exactly.
So how much would this Rife machine? And are we? So is this Rife machine available today for cancer patients,
Yeah.
or is this shut down completely from the AMA? Is this something you can get your hands on,
there it is.
or do you have to go into a clinic and let some professional operate this?
No, I know people who have one. So it's kind of it's strange, right? So basically the idea.
You've seen the machine?
Yeah.
Oh,
And they have different attachments. They have like pads you could sit on. They have like these wands that you can hold. But basically,
is that why they think it's kooky? Because you got to do all this stuff that's not
Yeah.
normally in a clinical setting.
Exactly, and it's
Okay.
it's relying on
Frequencies.
yeah, to, like you said, to vibrate the but it doesn't just deal with cancer. This is where it started.
Okay.
And the BX particle, we need to get into that here.
Okay.
In a minute. But the but like I actually, when I was looking for this book, I found this other book by this guy Marcello Allegretti. He's
Italian.
This guy here. He actually wrote a book called Frequencies of Rifing, and I accidentally bought that one instead of that one that you're holding up. And it basically is it's like a gigantic book that has all these frequencies in it listed for every disease,
What?
every problem.
Okay.
Like, they have like scabies in there. Like if you
So
got
they found they
scabies-
actually know the frequencies,
yeah
and they can tune the Rife machine
yeah.
to a particular frequency.
So everything gives
To-
off a frequency.
a frequency?
A frequency.
Frequency.
That's like
Yeah, it's all
frequency.
that vibration,
Yeah,
right?
it's all that good vibration. Okay. But everything gives
Where's
off a
that
frequency.
clip? Dang it!
But anyway,
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, go ahead, because I want to tag on to what you say when we get there.
Okay.
So we're at a break.
Well,
Wow.
yeah, we're going to take a real quick
That was
break.
quick.
Well, it's only going to be we're taking it it's a 60-second break. So hang in there with us. Quick break to pay for the bills. We've got skills to pay the bills here. So we'll be back. We're going to talk about how the Rife machine works, or is supposed to work, and how its claims to cancer treatment, and also how we can find out the frequencies of all these diseases. We'll be right back. Welcome back from the break. You're listening to Let's Get to the Bottom of That podcast. If you're just joining us, by the way, I was going to mention this to you guys because you're a part of the show. I did notice, and this is behind the scenes stuff. Jay, you'll like this, Jason. I was looking at the retention. Retention drops after this break, so I don't know if we should move this break and not have it at all, or whatever.
Retention drops.
It
after the-
drops like huge numbers.
Really?
Yeah, so I don't know if we should.
We need to have like hey, after the break, we're going to be talking about this.
Well, that's what I did that.
Oh, you
But-
did.
I
That's
think
right,
we
never
should.
mind.
I think we should chill on the. In my opinion, I think we should chill on the ads,
Okay.
and I think we should give the listeners what they want.
Which is what?
More of us.
Okay.
More of
Well,
us,
If
less
y'all want
ads.
more of the, go to our website, bottomofthat.com. There's a support button. Click that. Give us $5 a month, and there'll be no ads.
There'll be no ads.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Also, with that being said, I think, yeah, we'll talk about that later. But yeah.
Anyway, I
We need
thought
to
that
make
was
a
interesting.
Calendar.
I'm not sure who. I was just noticed the retention rate, but that was just one episode I was looking
Which
at.
episode was that?
Which is Nephilim. I just looked at the Nephilim retention rate after that. But I'd have to go back and look, but I know we just dropped probably 50% of our listeners talking about this right now.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So anyway, how the Rife machine is supposed to work. So I'm going to just bullet point this real quick, and then
Go
I'll
for
throw
it.
it to you. Resonant frequency theory. Rife believed that each pathogen had a unique frequency, which I believe it does, which Jason just mentioned, because everything's about good vibrations. That exposing the pathogens to their resonant frequency would cause them to explode, much like an opera singer exploding glass, which you mentioned the
Yeah. Doing that, yeah.
Because you're doing a frequency. The device mechanics. The machine produces electromagnetic waves at various frequencies, which targets the pathogens like viruses, bacteria, and cancer cells. The application is patients are exposed to these frequencies through plasma tubes or electrodes, which you were talking about. They're holding the wands, they got the pads. With the theory being that these waves penetrate the body and kill the pathogens without harming the healthy cells.
Right, because the pathogens are operating at a different frequency than the healthy cells.
And you're targeting that.
Yeah, so you're targeting that.
Could it be technically dangerous to tune in? You could tune in actually a frequency of your healthy cell and destroy those. That would be bad, right?
Maybe.
Theoretically.
Possibly.
Right?
It's
this
not
could
a
be
very,
used a
it's
weapon.
not a very quick thing. It's not like targeting something with a laser either. So it's like,
okay.
you know, you have to go.
You're talking about like over time.
Yeah, over time.
It's not like 30 minutes. I just killed this cell.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Here, you want to get something even crazier that they have.
I do.
And I'm not calling it crazy. This is just awesome. Like if it's true, they have basically what have you guys heard of anything called quantum entanglement?
I've heard the word quantum,
Okay.
like quantumania,
So
quantum physics,
yeah, basically
in the quantum realm.
in quantum realm.
Yeah.
You watched Ant-Man recently.
Yes,
haven't
thank
you?
I love the quote where he goes, "Can we not use the word quantum?"
Yeah, he's like
every
you guys
sentence,
you guys just throw quantum in front of everything, don't you?
which was funny because they did.
They did.
Anyway,
That's exactly.
go
I
ahead.
called them
Quantum entanglement.
Quantum entanglement. Now, this is actually, I looked this up once I heard it, okay? And I was like, I want to hear the physics behind this, right?
Okay.
And I'm not a physicist, but I can kind of understand
But
some
you
of
play
it.
one on the podcast.
I do.
Go.
So basically, you can take something like your fingernails.
Okay.
And you cut your fingernails off and you set them on this little dish or whatever the attachment is for the Rife machine. And it will do a scan of your DNA that's in your fingernails or whatever.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
And then you can operate while you're, let's say you go, okay, well, I got the Rife machine here in Kansas City.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go to New York or whatever. And it still work on you because your DNA is
What?
quantumly entangled.
Are you saying right now?
So it
what?
is a physical truth that things are quantumly entangled.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
However, the problem with that, and this is what I haven't found, is that, okay, so let's say the idea is that if you spin this electron over here, that's quantumly entangled with this electron over here.
Okay.
If you spin this one clockwise, you should be able to see either a counterclockwise or a clockwise thing here. And that's called transfer of information.
Without even messing with the
Without
other,
even messing with this one. And that does happen, okay? They can see that. Hey, I'm wiggling this over here. This one's wiggling too. However, it doesn't always do it the same way. So let's say you go clockwise here once.
Yeah.
This might go counterclockwise or it might go clockwise. So
But it's still moving.
it's still moving, but it's not an accurate transfer of information.
Right. So
Oh, gotcha.
it's the quantum theory is that the
Talk to me,
of
doctor.
how a theoretical basis of the modern physics that explains the nature and behavior of matter and energy on the atomic level and subatomic level. So like he was saying, they don't know. They have theories of how this works with this quantum entanglement. Like you said, it could be in the other side of the earth, and
That's wild.
they still don't. I mean, the only one that's gotten really close to it, I think, was Einstein, but his equations weren't. They're still on like they
were still unsolved.
Yeah, they still need work. But the funny, interesting thing, the more they study like black holes and things like that, and they're learning more about the quantum mathematics and all that jazz, which is too far.
Yeah, it
above my
actually,
range.
the quantum stuff actually broke a lot of what we know about physics, and so you have like a whole subset of physics that deals with quantum stuff. So that's just like an overview of that we could do deep dives into each little facet, but
what you're saying, the reason you're bringing this up is that it's related to the Rife machine and how it works.
yes,
Okay.
yeah, and so it was initially invented essentially to cure cancer. But the reason he invented this was because his what they called the universal microscope. And I found
Oh, gotcha.
I found a article on it was a blog by the NSF Center for Sustainable Nanotechnology. Yeah, it's
Nanobot.
sustainable-nano.com. And the article is Royal Rife's Universal Microscope and Why It Can't Exist. And so this is from a physicist standpoint.
What?
Okay. So
Why it can't exist?
Yeah. So the
Intriguing.
story was that Rife developed this microscope
Yeah.
that he could see with the visible light spectrum. He could see this particle that was causing cancer. Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so what this guy here was saying is that most of the pathogens that we have are between, I think it was like 40 and 800 microns. And visible light, because you ever zoom in really close to a picture and then it gets real grainy and you can't really see anything. You see like all these weird dots that that weren't really a part of the picture, right?
Right.
That's how he likened it to zooming too far in on the wrong spectrum, right? So visible light, we can only see, I think it's somewhere in there, but if the range is here, we can only see out to here reliably. Okay, and now with Rife saying that he could zoom in to the visible light spectrum
outside of what we can normally see.
Outside of what we can normally see. Well, no, this is within the visible light.
Oh, so we could see that we're just zooming in on it.
We're just zooming in on it. Okay. That we cannot, those light, it has to do with the sine waves, right? The waves of the light, right?
Right, okay.
So we can't actually see, we're only seeing a part of the wave, essentially.
Right, I got you.
It's basically diffusing before we can actually see. So anything that he was seeing there, he might have thought that he saw the BX particle with this particular microscope. I don't think that this nullifies the possibility of these electromagnetic frequencies being a thing, but just based on what this physicist was saying is like there's no possible way that this microscope actually worked the way he said it was working.
Okay. So he's kind of debunking what he is actually physically trying to see to get a frequency to treat
the thing.
Okay, gotcha.
So if that's Rife's starting point, like, hey, there's this BX particle and he can see it. So the difference between electron microscopy is what we have now. Basically, you freeze, you shoot all these dyes into it, and the process basically kills the pathogen, and then you put it into resin. And then you take slices of it and you examine each slice, right?
Wow.
So you're taking essentially a snapshot of what a virus looks like, and then you're seeing, okay, well, this looks like a young virus, this looks like an old virus, this is what the virus is doing to this cell, and then we put together a picture based on all of that, right?
Dude, that's crazy.
But he was trying to get it to where we could see the pathogen alive. And working in the way that it works without killing it to study it. Okay, and that's where he thought he did that. I'm still not convinced that he didn't, but apparently the physics behind it don't add up.
Oh, gotcha.
So,
well, if the physics don't add up, then the physics don't add up. But here's the other bottom line. Since he started those clinical trials, because I do have a note here, in 1934, there was clinical trials. He allegedly cured 14 out of 16 terminal cancer patients in a study, though it said there's no verifiable records of the trial that exist. The story has been widely circulated by Rife Machine proponents.
Exactly.
So there's people out there that are going, hey, no, this works. I'm all about the Rife. Let's do it. But then on the other hand, they're like, well, you have no verifiable record of these clinical trials. Well, which is true. I don't know. But the thing is, have you personally witnessed any remission? Because you said you have personal ties to cancer. Have you seen any remission or have used this machine? Didn't you say somebody owned this or you seen it?
Yeah, I know somebody who has one. And I respect this person greatly, and so this isn't something that, but I'm trying to look at this. This needs to be verified. Like, if I'm going to say I've got this disease, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go get that confirmed by somebody, a third party that has no interest in saying yay or nay. I'm going to go get that confirmed, and then I'm going to come here, and I'm going to do my treatment the way I want to do my treatment, and then I'm going to go confirm with that same third party or a different third party that has no dog in the fight, essentially, that it was actually healed, or no, it's not healed, and we need to try different treatments, right?
Okay.
However, this Rife machine, you do a scan, it'll tell you based on the frequencies that it comes back with.
Okay.
That you have these things. Let's run a treatment program with that. And then you do a scan, and then it'll say it's gone. Or it's not gone. You need to do more treatment or something like that. Now, that doesn't mean that it's debunked or anything like that. I just think that the diagnostic tool that you're using is the same thing that you're using to treat it is going to, you know what I mean? It's something like, for something like, oh, I've got bad gut biome or something like that. And you, okay, well, I treated it. Now it says I have good gut biome. Well, how true is that? You know, did you take did you go do a blood sample and wherever? You know what I mean? Like,
I know what you mean. So if they're using this machine to see if you have, is this I'm trying to get my mind around this. If you've went to a doctor and they said, "Oh, we found a cell, we got cancer," and then you're like, "Okay, I need to find out where I'm going to treat this." So you use a Rife machine. So would the Rife machine be able to tell what that other doctor just said?
Yeah, would confirm it.
That would confirm it. If the doctor found it and then the Rife machine says the same thing.
So that's what I was going to get at.
That would be evidence.
But that's your first stop though, right? Hey, if you were going to go that route, do the Rife machine. If it would confirmed it, then you're like, oh, this thing found the same thing. Why don't I use this to treat the frequencies? Because it actually found the cancer using the frequency finder.
Exactly.
I mean, whether it's true or not, whether there's validity in the Rife machine or not, I mean, there is validity in the fact that frequencies do change things, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So,
yes,
like,
I believe
it's been that, especially in like religious spiritual groups. I mean, there's a big emphasis on vibrations and sound. Like you know, when you go to like the monks, in Buddhists, they believe in frequencies. They do. That's why when they do the ohms, it's more about the frequency that they're trying to create rather than the sound of their hearing their voice. Also, like I know there's a cave. I don't know if you guys heard about this cave. It's in Mexico. It's in Chihuahua, Mexico. It's a cave of crystals, selenite, whatever, crystals, in Chihuahua, Mexico, and it's the largest cave of these types of crystals in the world. And it was discovered in the year 2000.
Okay.
And when you go in there, there's this hum because they give off a certain frequency.
Yeah.
In the cave.
In the cave, and there's a hum. And it's been said, there's been theories that it's been said that it actually has caused ailments.
Oh,
if you go in there,
it causes
because
ailments?
because of the frequency.
I get that, because if you're going to use frequency to target a pathogen, like I said, you could use it to target healthy cells as well. If you know that, so it's hitting frequencies that it shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the elements.
So I don't.
That kind of proves that what I was saying about the
right.
machine.
I mean,
you could use it as a weapon.
You know, people are being, there's skeptics that saying no, they were sick before they went in there. There's other variables. There's a lot of
microbiomes.
Yeah, that are in there that maybe they caught that or whatever the case may be. But that it does give off this weird vibration in that crystal cave that no one can explain. Also, that's why
the crystals is real big in that community. Okay.
Also, if you go to the Middle East, there are tunnels, ancient cave tunnels that have been dug up and
where
in the Middle East.
Okay.
Where there's sound that comes out of these tunnels.
No.
Yes, and they say that those sounds have healing properties, and these caves that this people group had, it's like before like the Egyptians and all that stuff. So I saw this documentary about it. They just recently discovered that this cave with the sound, and they were like, what is that noise? And they found out the frequency can and has cured some ailments.
Come on.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I mean, that's what they say. I don't know if it's true or I don't know.
And that's where I'm going with this entire thing. Is there's all this anecdotal evidence, right? I've never seen anybody cured cancer, but you always hear the story of somebody who knows somebody who did.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's always like twice removed or something like that. Like, and I've never seen cancer, you know, and part of it is I think cancer is a very scary thing. So once you get that diagnosis, you want to go with sure things. Somebody who knows what they're talking about.
Yeah, you want to fight it. Like,
Yeah,
I want to beat
it.
this.
Exactly.
For real.
And so when you have a doctor it's very hard to go like, well, I'm not going to listen to the doctors now. Even if you were completely against anything a doctor ever said, to go, I'm screw that, I'm going to go over here and do this Rife Machine. It's very scary time to be. I mean, that's a decision that you are making to possibly end your life.
That's almost gambling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so especially for something that's not confirmed. However, there are other have you guys ever heard of PEMF? It's pulsed electromagnetic field therapy.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay, so this is actually backed by the FDA now. I actually have one at my house at the moment. It's pulsed electromagnetic fields that it can help relieve back pain. It can aid in healing.
I've used
one.
one.
Do joint
Yeah, I've
pains.
used one.
Have you?
Yeah.
On my back.
I need one.
And it's similar in, you know, and I haven't gotten into the science
My back
exactly
hurts.
of how it works. That's different than the Rife Machine, but
But it sounds kind of similar.
yeah,
It's using electromagnetic.
yeah, and it's
pulses.
certain
Shocks you,
frequencies.
dude.
Yeah,
I got one from
That's
China.
not like a 10 unit.
Well,
is it?
I was given it
Yeah.
as a gift, and it was it's from China.
I'm
I got it from China.
Yes,
and-
please stop.
and no, I'm serious. It's 2 patches.
China.
yeah.
It was 2 patches that you can put anywhere on you, and I have a herniated disc, and I would put it on the herniated disc, and I mean,
I didn't know your disc was herniated.
yeah, I got yeah.
Wow,
it's
when did that happen? Like you heard it was an injury?
yeah, it's chronic.
Should we talk about it, or is that off air?
I don't care.
Okay.
Well,
22. I was 22.
so yeah, so I
Did you
actually
like
used it the
fall
other
or
night.
something?
Wow, you really
Okay.
doing this? Anyway,
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't want to get into Jason's personal past injury history, but I did have this goiter on my. No, I'm just kidding. I did have an attack of gout last weekend. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
That's
that
no
might
good.
help with that. I don't know.
Right. That's
Maybe
a good
there's a
idea.
problem.
Maybe because I hear gout is crystallized, whatever.
Acid.
Something
like
uric
that.
acid's
Uric
crystallizing bone spurs, whatever. I'll put that thing under there.
he's got gout in his peaky toe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
easy.
Just lock
All right,
that
go
thing
ahead.
off.
What were
so-
you saying?
Well, my point with this whole thing is that's confirmed, but nobody will study the Rife Machine.
Oh, gotcha.
They push it off to the side. It's
Kooky stuff.
relegated into the
Holistic.
theory of holistic medicine and
gotcha.
kooky stuff, and only weirdos have this stuff. But it's not. I mean, like, let's study it. If that's the case,
Well, why not?
Let's study it.
Yes.
Let's have give it to these labs and that's where it raises questions with me. Is because in the conspiracy area, because it's why aren't you studying this?
Well,
If it's
I'll tell you why.
Money.
You say that, and I'm going to go over this right here. Criticism and lack of evidence. So there's no proven mechanism. That's what they're saying. Scientists argue that the principles behind the Rife Machine lack a verifiable scientific basis.
Right.
So I'm like, scientific. We're talking about frequencies. That is science. What are you talking about, bro?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, the idea that specific frequencies can explode pathogens has no grounding in current biological or medical science.
Right.
I think it does. Why not?
Why? Like,
Why couldn't that be scientific or
let's just study it. Let's
Yes.
put some. I mean, but the problem is
why?
who's
I don't
funding
understand
these
why I said no
studies?
grounding. If I can explode a pathogen and I can see it physically in
Yeah.
my world,
Mhm.
why is that no grounding? Just
Yeah.
because you didn't do it in your doctor school?
Yeah.
Doctor school.
And I think with Rife specifically, there was some issues with like documentation. It wasn't.
Well, let's
documented
get on
properly.
it then.
It wasn't. And then, now.
Like, okay, this is perfect right here. Studies and trials. To date, there's no rigorous clinical evidence that supports the effectiveness. Well, why don't we do that?
Yeah.
Let's get some rigorous
Who
evidence.
pays for the studies though?
Studies have shown little or no benefit. Critics argue that the positive effect may be a placebo related event. So I'm in my mind, oh, this is going to help me. Oh, I got cured, my own body cured. I don't know about that, but some people claim the benefits of the Rife Machine and medical experts warn that relying on unproven therapies and delay or replace effective treatments potentially worsen conditions. That's what you're talking about because it's scary. And do I want to go down this road? Am I prolonging the real treatment that I could have got? It's a real touchy, scary thing.
Especially if you find cancer early and then they can cut it out and you do a little bit of treatment here or there versus, okay, well, I found this cancer. I'm going to go treat it with the Rife Machine and possibly, it grows to stage 4. It's life-ending cancer now. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? It's very hard to make that decision. It's easy when you don't have it and it's not a reality for you. But the second that you have that diagnosis and you have that tumor, it's
go time.
It's go time.
It's not a tumor.
Yeah, it's not a tumor. Here's my question. The current medical way that we treat cancer, it seems like I've seen it in the movies. I haven't, maybe advertisements or something like that. I see where people doing the chemo and it's making them sick. Like almost like that's making it okay. So is that sickness to death or
it can be?
It can be.
Yeah, in fact, they monitor you so closely in chemo because a lot of people, their hearts would just stop during chemo. You are poisoning your body
to kill the cancer.
And then hopefully
my body's going to heal from what you just did to kill the cancer. Well, Rife Machine doesn't have that side effect, right?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of all about that. Here is in the conspiracy culture, pharmaceutical and medical industry concerns. This is what you're talking about, Jason. Believers in the Rife Machine often argue that, quote, big pharma and the medical industry actively suppress alternative treatments to protect profit margins.
Yeah, so that's us. I was just thinking about this because we're talking about cancer. A few years back, I was listening to this segment, this new segment at night. I think it was like 2:30 in the morning. Anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, I know it was on the radio station. It was late. And they were talking about T-cell therapy. Have you guys ever heard of that?
I've heard of that.
Yeah, my mom actually did that.
Right, so for a long time, it wasn't allowed by the insurance companies. They weren't covering that in the United States, and so a lot of people, but they were doing that kind of treatment in Europe, and they weren't covering.
T-cell, you're talking about stem cell therapy, right?
No, T-cell.
T-cell.
Yeah.
What's the difference? What is the T-cell?
Okay, T-cells are found. They're your own. They're like they are what? Don't quote me on this.
Yeah, that.
let me get them. So they basically are the cells that go after.
That's a great question.
Yeah. They go after the infection.
Oh, gotcha.
That's right. Yeah.
That's like the white blood.
Yeah, it's a white blood cell
that
that plays a vital role in the in the body's immune system. So they attack the whatever's happening, virus, cancer. So what they do is they take, let's say you have a tumor and you in your liver or whatever, right? They take out a blood sample from the tumor or from wherever the cancer is, and they take out the blood. Then they take out the T cells from the blood. They modify the T cells in a lab, and they correct them. They genetically re-engineer them, and then they infuse them back into your body. And now those T cells are manufactured to attack whatever virus or whatever cancer or tumor you have. And they were doing that, and it was getting covered, and it was working in Europe.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't allow that in the United States because the FDA said it was this, that, and the other. And what they were saying and proposing is that the reason why is because, one, it was a lot of money for the insurance companies to cover, and two, it was a lot of money expensively for the pharmaceutical companies to have all this process happen with the drugs and all that stuff. So it just costed everyone a lot of money to save lives, and no one wanted to do it because their profit margin wasn't big enough.
It's
very cost heavy.
Yeah. I also heard they were experimenting the T-cell in Raccoon City, and things went very bad, and they had to close.
Made a lot of money in the movies.
The city down, and because it was a T-cell virus, right? And it went bad. Anyway,
but yeah, so T cells are.
I hope somebody got that reference.
Made from, or stem cells create T cells.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
so,
gotcha.
right. And so stem cell therapy is also awesome. I know several people that have had stem cell therapy that
With cancer?
no, not
Or
with
with some
cancer,
other
with
ailment?
like some. So we know somebody. We both know somebody that had a knee injury, and she took stem cells from her thigh, and
To correct the injury.
Yeah,
Oh,
from
okay,
from her
gotcha.
bone, and injected it into her knee, and grew back the tissue, the cartilage, because stem cells are the only thing that can grow back cartilage. You can't grow back cartilage on your own.
So why do we have to modify it if it's already supposed to
Those are the
do
T
what it's
cells.
supposed to do?
Because your T cells, because sometimes if your immune system, when you have cancer or something like that, it's there's something wrong with the genetic code. That's why it's manipulating and manifesting in that way as a tumor, right? The cells are being the cells that are being created are malfunctioning, and so that's why it becomes a tumor or cancer. And so that if you can re-engineer these cells to behave how they're supposed to, one, you won't grow the cancer, and two, the cells that are supposed to fight it will. Case closed.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because your body heals. It's healing yourself.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, your body's supposed to do that anyway.
Body was meant to heal itself.
If you think about it, we all have regenerative. We're like Wolverine.
Yeah, just at a slower
It's
rate.
just slow.
I've actually had people I know go to there's this clinic down south, and they don't allow some of the therapies that they do here in the United States. They'll lose their licensing and stuff like that. So they go across the border into Mexico.
Okay.
And they do all these like you go down there, you
Very
stay for like
loose.
6 weeks and stuff like that. But it's not like you know what you think of like some
Yeah, you're
dirty
saying
back room like surgeon or
Yeah.
something like that takes your kidneys or
I
anything.
got
Like,
you,
no,
yeah.
it's very. But
It's
they
a
were doing
legit
a lot of
clinic,
what
but they're
you were
doing
talking about.
they're doing the work.
And
That they're not restricted by an
and
FDA.
This person I know, you know, it's expensive. It's like $25,000, $30,000, $40,000 just to go down there and do these things. But they're doing like hyperbaric chambers. They're doing B12 infusions. They're doing like vitamin C infusions. They're doing these cell therapies. And then like the numbers that you were using, like the platelet counts and all this other stuff to see like where the tumors were and how well they were doing, they were dropping in this particular person I'm talking about. And then
Clinical trials.
But then it was like, okay, well, hey, you're on the right path. Now go back and talk to your oncologist. And then the oncologist is like, yeah, we don't know what they were doing. We don't deal with those things. And then so we're put you on chemo and radiation. and then like that, like that person's no
Well,
longer
they didn't
with
see an
us.
improvement at all, the oncologist?
Well, I mean, the numbers were there for all these alternative, and this wasn't Rife Machine stuff, and it's not what
Yeah,
we're
it's-
talking
I know
about.
what you're talking about. So it's
But
other alternative
yeah.
other than the pharmacy.
Other than the pharmaceutical
Yeah.
stuff, and then they're like, "Well, we don't know about that, so we're going to do that. We're going to treat you." And that doctor isn't. The doctor's not the
He's
problem.
only
The doctor's taught
the
this thing.
He can only give the information that he's been taught.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The doctor wants to cure this cancer, but this is the only
There's
way
only
he
way
knows
knows
how to do
how.
it. And so,
But when you're presented with numbers that are, improving, wouldn't you go, "Hey, there's something to that. Maybe I should look into that because I'm a doctor."
but they don't even have the capacity. They don't have these therapies there. So
Gotcha.
I mean,
Oh,
that's what I'm
gotcha.
saying.
They
Like,
wouldn't even
have
know how to-
Yeah,
They wouldn't even know how to do it.
Like I know for stem cell therapy in the United States, it is legal now, but you can't use stem cells from an embryo
Right.
or so
That was a big controversy with aborted
Right.
tissue.
right. So there's a couple ways that you can do it because I've looked into it. I've actually consulted with
Wow, Jason.
with somebody about stem cell therapy for my back.
I learned so much stuff from you on this podcast.
And so what they will do, they can take stem cells from your fat, and then
I got a lot of that.
they can take stem cells from your bone, your thigh.
I'm good.
But the
all.
the difference between
the
those
healing
your
factor.
stem cells that you can take from yourself and
Yeah.
then inject into wherever you need it,
Yeah.
is that the longevity and if they will be accepted by your body once they are injected for
Oh,
the therapy.
that's the
So
key.
so the reason why, like for example, you can get stem cells from placentas, and they like in Panama they do. That's I know this because I looked into it. So they take the stem cells from placentas that are donated, and they use those. And the reason why those are better is because, one, they're brand new, and two, they're more pliable, and they're able to be manipulated to create any type of tissue easier without being rejected by your body.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. And where are these stem cells from?
These ones from
Placentas.
Placentas. Yeah, okay.
Placentas, yeah.
Okay. I've heard that.
So do you like sign a waiver like, hey, I want you to take my placenta
Well, so
donate
like,
it?
yeah, so I mean, you donate. I mean, people can donate the placentas now, and I think it's allowed in some states to do stem cell from placentas. I don't know every state allows it, but I know in the United States, I think some do.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, cats, when they give birth, they eat the placenta.
You can eat the placenta too.
Yeah, it's very healthy,
Mm-hmm.
I guess. I don't think I'm going to eat it. But the cats, I've seen them eat it, just gnawing
I've
to
heard
it.
of people eating it.
Really?
Yeah, it's like this weird ritual thing.
Wow.
I mean, I don't want to talk bad about somebody's ritual, but it's like they have the baby and then they dry it or something and eat it.
Okay.
Powder it.
Okay, that's okay.
It's yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah, we need to talk to Joey about that. The appeal of the Rife machine may stem from dissatisfaction.
Wait, hold on.
With the,
I want to
with the
fact check
main,
myself.
Okay, fact.
There are no approved treatments for using placenta tissue stem cells in the United States.
Oh, I love that.
That's why my buddy
Somebody
went
would
to
have
Panama.
fact checked you, and you
Okay.
just
that's
did
why,
it yourself.
Yeah, that's why my
Our
buddy went to
listeners are
Panama.
good like that because they'll go, Jay's, you know, you're full of crap.
Which is stupid because if I'm donating my
Right.
wife's placenta or whoever's placenta
Yeah.
to science,
Do you have a placenta?
I think I do.
I probably I think I'd,
Anyway,
I put a placenta in the toilet this morning. I had to get one in there.
sorry, Mike.
Right?
He
Sorry.
did again.
What was I saying?
Anyway,
the appeal of the Rife machine may stem from dissatisfaction with mainstream medicine. But there's a desire for more holistic health options and the belief in the natural or non-invasive healing methods. That's basically what people want. They don't want the whole cancer, I'm sick from radiation treatment.
Exactly.
That's what they're not wanting. Even if they can find an alternative that's going to do the same thing to help them, props to you. I'm not gonna stop you.
So I think my whole point on this, I think, is we're never going to achieve that society that we want where, there's this flourishing, and when we have suppression of alternative methods from what the people who are making all the money from it are doing. So, like, let's open it up. Let's study it. Maybe the Rife machine is kooky and weird, and maybe it doesn't actually work.
Maybe it does work.
But maybe it does. Maybe stem cell stuff doesn't work, but maybe it does. Maybe, whatever alternative thing you can think of doesn't work, but let's study it and stop suppressing it. And let's quit calling people names for believing in something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Hey, here's the other thing. If we're talking about cancer, when did cancer come on the scene?
It's like always been around.
I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think so, bro. I think because
there's been a rise in it, but
I
got, like,
I don't think
cancer
you
and
can.
dinosaur bones and stuff.
What? Are you serious?
I think so.
No, dude. What?
Yeah, I think so.
I thought cancer was something new because of the way Americans ate food.
Well, that's a huge rise in it, but
I thought it didn't come about until we started colonizing and we became civilized, quote unquote.
no, cancer started. Well, I don't know. Don't quote me on this either.
Don't go
Fact
fact check, please.
But I did watch
Lil Guapo.
this documentary post World War II
Come on.
about that's when the FDA and the government started putting all these additives in our food,
Yeah.
which then they saw a spike in cancer.
Yes.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
I
did see
agree.
that.
I agree that the food is a huge cause, but in 2020, researchers discovered osteocarcinoma in the fibula of a 77 million year old
What?
Centrosaurus something.
A dinosaur?
A plant-eating horned, so plant-eating. So he was a vegan.
Oh god.
So veganism causes cancer, guys. Don't do that. Just kidding.
You heard it here first, folks.
I'm just kidding. First time a malignant cancer has been diagnosed in a dinosaur.
Oh, that's weird.
That's weird because dinosaurs don't
That's
exist.
I mean, because how old did you say that was? 715 million years ago.
77 million.
Yeah.
but
77 million years ago.
How would they even know that? They weren't even around.
I
They
mean,
weren't around.
Well, you just stuck a probe in there and went, oh, 77 million.
Looks like he's got cancer.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs didn't even exist. Come on now.
I don't think so.
Ever seen one? No.
I haven't.
Oh,
Well, I gotta put my glasses for this
we're,
one.
we're doing this?
Well, we have to.
We have to.
Give me your word and give me a sign. Show me where to look and tell me where will I find. But will I find? Lay me on the ground or fly me through the sky. Show me where to look and tell me where will I find. Will I find? Ooh. Yeah. 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 Oh, heaven, let your light shine down. Whoa, heaven, let your light shine down. Whoa, heaven, let your light shine down. Whoa, heaven, let your light shine down, 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 down. That's probably our
That's
best
good.
karaoke yet.
Yeah, that was really good.
I think it was really good.
I felt good. I was in the zone.
It's short and sweet.
It's short and sweet. Heaven, let your light
Outro
shine down.
Was fantastic.
I mean,
Faded out with the fade out.
I mean,
There wasn't this awkward, hey,
the
let's keep
product.
going.
Yeah, it was like, should we keep going? No, it was, and then the chorus is, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's just easy to the
Yeah.
point. Good
you
pick,
know what?
Curtis.
Yeah.
I forgot
Yeah.
the lyrics there for a minute, especially at the whoa part.
Whoa, what?
Well, then, yeah, and then the chorus, yeah. It's just so easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you imagine getting that wrong on stage?
No.
Be like, nope.
No.
Dang it, every time.
Wow. Oh, that would be bad. Well, that's the Rife Machine, folks. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to vote for the question of the week. Just scroll down below the podcast,
The podcast.
the Spotify podcast app.
Well, let us know if you want to hear more about the Rife, too.
Yeah, let us know.
Deeper dive.
Or if you guys used it or have any type of
Yeah.
experiments.
we got to get
or-
to the bottom of this.
Right, yeah. Yeah, if somebody has used this, let us know. Lil Guapo, if you're out there. Buck, if you've used it.
or vibrations, if you have any good ones.
Easy.
Okay.
Easy. Rated G. In 2016, conspiracy theorists proposed that the weird properties of Tabby's star must be caused by what alien device? Artificial wormhole, 14 gigawatt laser array, a Dyson sphere, or quantum.
Quantum.
We're talking about it today. Quantum surge powered spaceships. So if you know the answer to that, or you think you just want to guess, go vote for that. Make sure you visit our website, bottomofthat.com. Check out our blog for all our show notes and resource material. From there, you can also find us on our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and X, and also on TikTok. Do you guys have any extra things you need to mention to tell the folks goodbye?
No comment on Spotify. Let us know what you think, what you want us to do. Tell us your stories.
Yeah, tell us your stories. Yeah, let us know. Let us know what you think about Curtis, our new addition to the show here.
But only if it's good stuff.
Right, only if it's good. We'll talk off platform for some of the comments. We've had some dandies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, remember the ones about Jacob? They were like trashing him
Yeah, there you go.
on
Oh,
YouTube.
really?
If you're listening on YouTube, Rumble, or BitChute, and you like this episode, do me a favor, share, subscribe, leave a comment. So this will feed up this content to other people that want to hear this content. Maybe they're not around, but if you're listening on any other audio podcasting platform, do me a favor, turn on notifications and click the follow button so you never miss when we put out an episode. Hey, tune in next week, and you might hear Jason say,
My horrors persist, but so do I.
did you say whore?
No, horrors.
Oh, horror. Gotcha.